Hey, what's up everyone? Tedrick85 here, and today I'm going to be talking about Episode 8 of Book 3 of The Legend of Korra, titled The Stakeout. And, like in the last episode, this episode's going to the main focus of this episode, rather, is going to be, the involvement of Aiwei with Zahir, and, it picks up where, the last episode left off, which is Korra and Asami getting the keys to Aiwei's Jeep in order to track him. And that's how the beginning of the episode starts. They actually do manage to find Aiwei's Jeep. Well, Korra, Asami, and Mako and Berlin, pretty much Team Avatar, was there. So Mako and Berlin decided that they were going to check out the town nearby. It was Earth Kingdom town. With their really weird disguises. They had these weird yellow ponchos, and it was funny seeing Korra and Asami just looking at each other like, what the heck? So, while Mako and Berlin are, investigating this town, Korra and Asami end up, finding, stuff in Aiwei's Jeep, which, leads to some grove and that they weren't able to find on the map, unfortunately. So here, while they're trying to figure out where exactly, because this grove, I forget what the name of it is off the top of my head, but this is apparently where Aiwei and Zahir were going to meet. So while they were trying to find that, Mako and Berlin shall back up saying that they did find Aiwei and that he's been in a building and that. So Team Avatar decides to stake out Aiwei in this building and that. And while they do that, I really like that it's not just like Korra and Asami being making Mako awkward and that we're seeing a little bit of interaction between the other characters too. And like this example, Bolin and Asami decide to play Pai Sho together to pass the time, which Bolin brags about being taught how to be a really good Pai Sho player, but it turns out Asami is not only good herself, but she's actually better than Bolin. She ends up beating him most of the time. And that one time that Bolin looks like he was actually gonna beat her is when Pabu ends up jumping on the board and sending pieces everywhere. So and there's also a funny part involving Bolin asks Korra after all this stuff is over with, she can set an official set of rules for Pai Sho, because apparently the rules of Pai Sho can be changed depending on what culture you're in or where you are in that. So I thought that was a little bit funny too. But here, whenever Mako and Korra was keeping an eye on Aiwei, they noticed that there was a span of like 15 minutes where he wasn't going back and forth at all. So Korra decides to break into his building, and come to find out he's actually in a meditative position, meaning that he's actually somehow managed to go into the spirit world through meditation, which makes him the first non-bender to be able to do so. So, and that's when Korra realized that this location, this rendezvous point between Aiwei and Zahir, wasn't on the map, because it's not in the human world, it's actually in the spirit world. So Korra ends up entering the spirit world herself, and here she ends up seeing Zahir and Aiwei. But in order to eliminate any loose ends, Zahir decides to dump Aiwei into the fog of lost souls forever, because he doesn't want any loose ends, like I said a couple minutes ago. So but Korra wanted some answers from Zahir, but instead of attacking, Zahir just I can't say he pleaded, but he told her that there's really no need for aggression and that he would tell her everything she needed to know. Much to Korra's surprise, but knowing that she needs answers, she agrees and decides to ask him questions and that, and he come to find out he is a member of this organization called the Red Lotus. And what it is, it's actually a faction that broke from the White Lotus, and that he claims that the Red Lotus is symbolizing what the White Lotus used to, and that is to bring balance to the world and not necessarily being bodyguards for the Avatar. So while Korra and Zahir in the spirit world goes on Minghua and Plee end up not Plee, but Plee stays behind with Zahir because he's a meditative state too. But Gazan and Minghua end up finding Team Avatar, and Mako and Berlin end up fighting those two while Asami tries to get Korra out of the town. Unfortunately, Mako, despite putting up a good fight, Mako and Berlin are defeated and kidnapped by Gazan and Minghua. While at the same time, Asami does manage to get Korra out of the town, but unfortunately, they end up getting captured too. Which Asami ends up telling Korra once she gets out of the avatar state, out of the meditative state after questioning Zahir that the Red Lotus did not kidnap them, that it was rather the Earth Queen. Which I should add that Asami didn't even know what the Red Lotus was, and then that's when Korra found out from Zahir in the spirit world, which another interesting thing about this episode is that we got to see Zahir try to draw comparisons between himself and Korra. He tries to tell her that they're not all that much different, which Korra disagreed with, and understandably so, considering that he is her enemy and he did try to kidnap her and that. But we can tell right off the bat that Zahir is not your typical bad guy, you know. There does seem to be some logic in with his madness somehow, but at the same time, you and I both know that the way he's doing things are indeed wrong, and you will see this in the next episode, but it's just interesting the kind of character Zahir is, because you can tell where he's definitely a bad guy, but at the same time he's really calm and collective, you know. He's not really the aggressive type like Amon and Unilock was, you know. He's more of a laid back villain, which I think makes him more dangerous. And not only that, he does have his powerful sidekicks of Plee, Gazan, and Minghua to help him out. So but yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. I know I watched the episode after this, which is Long Live the Queen, and I'll be talking about it in the next video. So thank you for watching, and see you again next time.